When Russia attacked Ukraine, thousands of Ukrainians stood up to defend their country. Everyone contributed, both military and civilians. Those who were capable of doing so took up arms. The rest covered their rear, did volunteer work, supplied the army with everything it needed. That is why Ukraine was able to withstand against an enemy that was much stronger. But the situation has changed. Today, there are almost no volunteers who would like to join the army. And even those who are already fighting want to go home to their families. In this video, I will tell you why this happened and what the Ukrainian government has to do with it. The Ukrainian government needs more people in the army to compensate for losses and gain an advantage on the battlefield. And it is using everything, including dictatorial, barbaric methods. A specially created organization called TCK, with the tacit approval of the government, kidnaps people and by all available methods forces them to join the army. Videos of them beating, threatening, and kidnapping people have been published on the internet dozens of times. This is illegal, but the police are inactive. I can't publish these videos on YouTube, but they are in our Telegram channel. Ukrainians are a brave but free people. In the first months of the war, they defended the country voluntarily. These people will not tolerate being treated like slaves. The level of corruption in Ukraine is enormous. At a time when the army lacks cars, drones, and ammunition, officials continue to steal money from the budget. This becomes known from independent journalistic investigations and published state tenders. For example, a year ago, officials decided to buy drums for bomb shelters, ostensibly for children to play on. This is despite the fact that many bomb shelters are in a state of disrepair and do not even have chairs. Also, local authorities do not stop rebuilding roads, laying paving stones, and decorating cities. These are reasonable expenditures in peacetime, but now there is a war going on, and every day people die because of lack of supplies in the army. The military provide for themselves, at their own expense, or at the expense of private volunteers. These are ordinary Ukrainians who donate their personal money to the army, while many of them earn less than $300 a month. While the government can draft even a sick man or a father with many children into the army, there is a category of people who will never get there. These are members of parliament, top officials and all their families, big businessmen, artists, and a few other limited categories. It is not clear to a person why he has to fight and die for the country, while the elected people live the same old life. With competent leadership of the country, all this could have been avoided. Ukrainians are a brave people and they proved it in the first months of the war. But now they need extra motivation. If officials didn't steal money from the budget, they could ensure that each military man is paid decently for his risk. They could also have passed laws for veterans' benefits, exempt them from taxes, give them free medicine and free education for their children, provide everything they need on the front lines. But they don't. Instead, they buy expensive cars and build cottages for themselves in other countries. Therefore, more and more Ukrainians are losing faith in the country and putting their hands down. The Ukrainian government does not listen to the opinion of its citizens. People have collected signatures on dozens of petitions to the president since the war began, but he has ignored all of them. The only authority for them is foreign partners, who allocate money and weapons. That is why I ask you to spread this video. You should know what is happening in Ukraine and ask your own governments to influence the situation. There are brave, free people living here who want to be enslaved. And if we delay, Ukraine could become a new dictatorship in the heart of Europe.